But the virus stops with every vaccinated person.
But this is a pandemic of the unvaccinated.
The conspiracy theory about this related to vaccine, you're right.
We had to really move at the speed of science.
Doctors are baffled. They're looking into it. They want us to hang tight until they get back to us and tell us what's really going on with all these medical emergencies, all these sudden drop to the floors. You have these, child myocarditis cases going up and pericarditis. You got neurological problems everywhere. You got young athletes just heart stopping, rapid cancers. It's pretty bad. But the point is, we need to wait. We're not doctors. We're not scientists. We're not professionals. So we need to stay put and wait till they can come back and tell us what's really happening with everyone. But in the meantime, rest assured, we know for 100% factuality, one thing's for sure, and that is we know what it's not. Let's look at the, first of all, we do have a CDC director nomination from Trump that just happened. We're going to talk about her in just a moment, but I got to tell you guys, the CDC itself has reported these deaths that have been excessive, and nobody seems to be doing anything about it. This is from Nicholas Hushler. He's been really good in the medical freedom community. The CDC's data has showing that hundreds of deaths among infants and toddlers within days of MMR vaccination. They died from sudden infant death syndrome, cardiac arrest. Wow. This is incredible. This is from, they're linking the vaccine to 2,657% more deaths than measles since the actual thing. Isn't that interesting that the actual thing doesn't actually give you the death count that the thing that's supposed to be preventative of the thing gives you? And this is how many more percentage, over 2,600 more percentages of death since 1995. Here's the report from Nicholas Hushler.
CDC FDA data. We looked at it. And when the vaccines kill or are linked to 2,600% more deaths than measles infection for the past 30 years, that is a serious debacle, serious disaster, absolutely foolish. The vaccine should never kill more than the infection, never, especially 2,600% more. And remember, VAERS is underreported, so we could multiply that by about 30. We might get up to 80,000% more deaths with these vaccines than measles infection. There was only 7 measles deaths in the past 30 years. And so it's not looking good for that. We found these children died of sudden cardiac arrest, SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome, encephalitis, seizures, and 25% were hospitalized. Over half died within 2 weeks, and over half of them died within ages 1 to 1.5, right when they get these shots. And so it's very damning information.
Pretty damning information. The McCullough Foundation, they've been doing some pretty damn good work with coming up with these studies, trying to get them published, getting them out to people. We know several doctors all over the world that have been doing this work, but the mainstream refuses to look at it. And again, we have this problem with, now that you have the MAHA movement technically, theoretically in office, in positions of power, and yet you have people like this being nominated to these positions, which doesn't make any effing sense. Here she is. Her name is Erica Schwartz. She is listed as a public health veteran in Trump's pick to lead CDC and this is what they're saying. The mainstream is telling us that the administration is shifting tone on vaccines. They're telling us that. So all of that fear bait, fear porn on RFK Jr., who's going to come in and do all these things. Guess what? We told you the whole time, he's not actually going to do anything. And now they're saying that publicly on mainstream outlets that the administration is shifting tone. And that's why you got someone like this in there. This is what's being reported here from CNN. Trump's new pick to lead the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is a public health veteran who has led vaccination programs, a new sign of the administration's shifting view on vaccines. So she's led vaccination programs. So Dr. Erica Schwartz, she was nominated to lead this agency just hours after U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary RFK Jr. appeared at a hearing where he made some of his most supportive comments to Big Pharma yet. So he has gone so far off the rails. Here's something that he did.
Tell me, can you tell all of us, is the MMR vaccine safe and effective? Yes or no?
The MMR vaccine.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you.
It's safe for most people.
Can you agree that getting the vaccine is a lot safer than getting measles?
Yes.
Terrific.
But it's not. And he knows it's not. So this is why they're saying, yay, CNN should be apologizing to RFK. They should say, hey, we gave you such a hard time, right? We made you into this monster. We completely ignored your Zionism. That part we protected. We never talked about that part. But we told everybody that you were this monster that was going to go in there and do all these horrible things. But at the end of the day, you were just going to promote vaccines anyways. That's what you were going to do. And that's why this person has been nominated, this Erica Schwartz. Okay. We didn't have enough information on her on Tuesday. We did talk to Dr. Mary Talley Bowden. She says she looked into it. We barely had the information. So she was like, we can't really find a really bad record of her. And at that point, we hadn't had enough time to look at it. But now we have. And I've talked with Garland Nixon since then. He looked at the backstory of her and her husband, and it looks like this power couple that might have some revolving door situation here. Might actually have this revolving door situation here with the two of them together. The husband, Daniel Schwartz, being a biomedical engineer, and they're able to trade secrets and push laws, and she's got her lawyer background and she can mess around with stuff, all about protecting pharma. That's what is going to happen. I'm telling you guys, that's what's coming next. So let's look at Erica Schwartz. This is the document. This is the information we didn't have available in that conversation on Tuesday, but now we have it. And this is good. This is good. Let's hold on. Let me just get, So from Aaron Suri, Trump's pick this Erica Schwartz would likely be a disaster. She led a COVID vaccine deployment, really, and her long track record of directly issuing rights-crushing civilian and military vaccine mandates. What? So she led mandates against not just civilian, but military members. She pushed mandatory vaccines, including the injection of smallpox, anthrax, and flu vaccines into the U.S. forces. And then what does she do if you refuse? Discipline those that refused. So this all reflects her lack of basic ethics and morals to lead the CDC, especially with this MAHA movement, which is not a movement anymore, I suppose. I mean, let's just face it, right? The agency does not need another cheerleader for industry. It needs a regulator over industry. We're not going to get that in this case. Her prior promotion, let alone mandates, of nearly a dozen different vaccines leave little hope she will be objectively oversee CDC vaccine program, which has between 1986 and 2026 gone from 3 injections to 29 injections, including in utero by an infant's first birthday, while chronic childhood disease has gone from under 10% to over 40% of children, most related to immune system dysregulation. Wow. So all that checks out. And we always talk about sources. You should go check out Aaron Siri's Twitter. You can click any of these links and you can get the sources where he finds her information. So now this person, she doesn't tweet out stuff. You're not going to find her yapping all this crap about everyone get your vaccine, but she's behind the scenes and she was putting together these mandates, this legislation. So this is the worst type of person you want in charge of the entire CDC. The same CDC that just told us the rise of infant mortalities and deaths due to measles. Not due to the measles, due to measles vaccination. 2,500% increase since 1995. Same CDC. So they're not changing anything from this point on. It's only going to get worse. So And again, RFK is too busy telling us that vaccines are safe and effective and they work. So nobody is going to be doing anything about this. So why does it matter if this person's there pushing this stuff? No one's going to fall for COVID again, right? No one's going to fall for that shit. No one's going to take something they don't want. Well, not if they don't mandate it. So if you have somebody in the CDC, the next pandemic that happens, they're going to do a far worse than they did with COVID. Far worse. Let me give you an example. We're going to try and connect the dots here because this story is actually related. This is what's happening in France right now. So pay attention to this. French police are using drones equipped with thermal imaging to locate cattle hidden in the country whose owners, which are farmers, refuse to vaccinate. Once located, huge teams of police and vaccine administrators turn up to inject all of their livestock. Here's a clip from a farm that got raided by these police using this drone equipment to come and literally vaccinate their cattle against the will of the farmers. So as you're processing this, understand that the exact person, if they want to start doing this to people, showing up using drone technology, which we didn't have during COVID, which we will have now, they're using it on animals, showing up the farms, doing this shit. I'll play that clip again. I'm telling you guys, you look at the row of police standing there. This is what it's going to. So of course you're going to want a CDC director in there that understands how to put legislation through, as she did with the U.S. military and civilian population of our country. She can implement that same legislation using new technology. So then we can be spotted on with this thermal technology to spot us, show up at the door and force vaccinate us. Sounds pretty intense, sounds pretty crazy, but if they're going to do it to the animals first, we're next. They always try it on them before they try it on us. So you guys know the drill. That's it. So on one hand, yes, we would not fall for COVID again. You're not going to have things like this. And this is just a friendly reminder. I just got to show you guys where we came from. So I'll say this. We have come far, right? We used to fall for things that I don't think we're going to fall for anymore. And here's a reminder from Illuminati bot. So this is let me get so I can see this right. Okay, so Illuminati bot says, I don't know what's worse, the fact that the first televised COVID vaccination almost killed somebody, or the fact that after millions of people witnessed this woman almost die, they went right out and got the same exact vaccination without hesitation. Well, we know why they did. It's not because they're stupid. They did it because that was the mechanism in place to manufacture their consent to do it. So even when you saw people dropping down, unconscious, convulsions, literally drop dead in front of you, you still lined up for the shot. And we saw people do that around the globe. They would show up to vaccination sites, and you'd see people having horrible reactions, like spazzing out on the ground, and you still had people standing in place and not leaving immediately and saying, I'm out of here. They didn't do that. They stayed. And they said, oh, somebody fell. That means there's an opening. Can I get mine next? It was the opposite. So this is just a reminder. I'm going to show you guys the first televised, if you never saw this is the first televised vaccination of COVID, which we all watched and watch the reaction.
Manager in CCU. For my team, we are in the COVID unit, so therefore, my team will be getting first chances to get the vaccine. And I know that it's really... I'm feeling really dizzy. I'm sorry.
And there it is. And it's not about punching down at people. It's understanding that even with this airing, and it doesn't need that extra music. That's just, you guys know, I'm so against it. Like, if you're making a film, get some good music for your film. If you're showing us, news footage, you don't need music under the footage. You just don't. I'm just, anybody out there with your content creator, don't do it. The footage speaks for itself. It really does. I don't want to hear it. I can't edit it out. It's already on the track that we found, but don't do it. Stop putting music. The news clip is enough. You're turning people off. If you want to send that, this is the thing I'm telling you guys. If you want to send that clip to people, I guarantee you'll have more of a chance of getting a reaction from someone that took all the shots. That maybe took 10 shots. They're more likely to say, "Really? Was that the first person that was aired? Oh my God! Can you show me where that aired?" They'll be more likely to say that to you if it doesn't have music behind it. If it has music behind it, they're going to not watch it. They're going to say, "This is hype. This is you're just effing with people's emotion. I'm not paying attention." That's just a little FYI side note. With that said, this is where we came from. They know we're not going to go back to that. They know they can't trick us again. They're not going to get people to do that again. What they can do, though, is they can mandate the shit out of something so you have no choice, and they can use the drone technology to do that. And what better person to put in place than this Erica Schwartz person? And this is who Trump put into office, or is on her way in. She's not there yet. She will be confirmed. Everybody's loving it. RFK's loving it. Go line up, get some more vaccines. You should go as soon as the show's over. Go get another vaccine. Go get 5 more. While you're waiting for the doctors who are baffled by all the medical emergencies, because they're going to come back and tell us soon enough what is actually happening. But they can tell you 100% right now. There's one thing they know for sure, and that is we know what it's not.